Hello and welcome to this very special Mother's Day reading. All of the cards have been shuffled. Love, truth, and authenticity has been infused into the decks. Okay, we have cleared the energy and we have asked for the Most High and the angel guides to be with me during this reading, to reveal what has been created in this moment. Again, happy Mother's Day. I'm very excited to have you guys here. We're just going to jump right into the reading, okay? Now remember, these do narrow down to be quite specific, but since this is a Mother's Day reading and it is a general reading, it could be very broad in its spectrum as to who it's meant for. I was also instructed during my time of meditation to listen for specific messages for different types of groups of women, right? Because we are not all a monolith. Okay, so we are not all the same and we do not all have the same, beliefs, interests, and ways of life. So just listen out for what resonates, leave what doesn't. And be sure, if you are not a mother, but you know someone who can use this reading, you want to definitely go ahead and share it with someone, okay? Let's get into it. All right, here we go. It's very beautiful. Starting out. Wow. If you've been with me for a while, you will know that my table looks a little different this morning. There are cards on my table that you guys are not used to seeing. And that's because I was instructed to pull out my very secret and sacred cards that I never use in public readings along with the other ones, okay? So you guys are getting something completely new and different and special for this reading. I also have on my table things that represents the elements, abundance and prosperity. Also safety and protection, especially spiritual safety and protection, okay? So, I normally don't pull this many cards to start, but I have not been instructed to stop pulling. So we are just going to go until clear and precise. Clear and precise. Okay, thank you. So this is going which way? Gee whiz. All right, I've been instructed to stop with these at this point. This is a lot. This is a lot. Started off with a lot of love, compassion, inspiration, like limitless potential, excitement and exploration for life, just feeling free, very positive, so much happiness and pleasure, lots of vitality, right? Your spirituality and intuition were all on point. You possibly maybe had just had a new baby, you had just gotten married or proposed to. Everything was just in such a beautiful place at that time, okay? I'm not sure which timeline that you were or are on with this energy, but this was a beautiful time in your life. This was, a time when you felt regenerated and renewed, right? This is the Ten of Swords reversed here. Like, things couldn't get any, worse. Like, it was only up from here, okay? But then something happened, or maybe someone happened with this Queen of Swords reverse. Yes, this is definitely someone who happened. Another woman in your life, someone who has very cold-hearted, cruel, bitter energy, right? They're over emotional, and they came against your intuition, your spiritual nature, right? There's somebody who caused a lot of inner confusion and pushed you and repressed you into your emotions because they were so overly emotional. They pushed you down into yourself, okay? And you began to kind of be deadlocked in your emotions, and it became difficult for you to like make decisions, okay? And it's possible that you went one of two ways as a result of this. You either started overindulging and partying a lot, right? Or you began to isolate yourself and possibly became, the source of a lot of juicy gossip, right? Just your business being out in the street either way, okay? And it's possible, even with this Three of Cups, that this Queen of Swords energy, because I was getting like a family member, like your mother or grandmother or an aunt or someone who is close to you as a mother figure or matriarchal figure, right? But it's also possible with this Ace of Cups here, with the marriage and love that can be incorporated into the interpretation here, that this was also another woman that came in and disrupted all of this sunlight and happiness here, okay? But either case, either way, it led to a lot of judgment, self-doubt, okay? Just your inner critic and self-loathing took major, so this is why this card came out. Yeah. Just your self-esteem took just a major hit, and there was a lack of inner joy here, okay? And just on the verge of giving up, feeling like overwhelmed, right? And confidence completely rocked. I mean, yeah. So your family was destroyed, okay? So it's very possible that this was a third party or woman that came into your marriage or came into your situation and, just broke up your happy home here. All right. And I typically don't like to truly blame the woman for this kind of thing, because she's not the one who's making promises to you, right? It's the man in your life who's making promises to you, or who is setting the expectation of righteousness. And if some other woman comes along, we can't absolve her of, responsibility, but we don't put the focus on her, right? But all of this led to despair and a lack of faith, lots of discouragement and insecurity. But then comes the Two of Cups here. This is new marriage. This is new love. This is unified love, true partnership. This is a unity that cannot be broken. But what I'm getting more with this Star card in reverse, followed by this Two of Cups, that this is a spiritual union here with your higher purpose, your higher self, with your spiritual or divine, faith and belief, okay? This is a reconnection to yourself in the best ways, okay? Because this is followed by the Seven of Cups. This is searching for purpose, right? This is fulfillment of, this is wishful thinking and coming back into understanding that there are opportunities for you, right? And really ruminating and understanding where you can go from here, knowing at this point in time that whatever happened did not break you, okay? That your cups are starting to fill up again. This seven is like a completion, of those feelings, because you are coming back into spiritual alignment and maybe have met or will be meeting someone else, okay? This is the Tree of Life here that goes with these cards. This is a very sacred deck. I never use these in public readings, but I was instructed to do so today. So we are going to move. This is a special, different type of tarot. All right. But yeah, so you have really broken the spell or the illusion that came from, just having your world basically turned upside down. Okay. Whew. Thank you. We have the Eight of Water. This is still waters, okay? The Eight of Water, still waters. This represents a state of like withdrawal. It's telling you that retreat is necessary and good. All right. So if you have gone into a place of where you are really coming clean with yourself about things, and you are not just really putting yourself out there or trying to make anything happen. You're just settling into just being still, just taking a break, taking a rest for your mind, for your body, just giving yourself time. And you are being protected during this time. Okay. This is, wow, I can see like this vortex of protection swirling around you spiritually. All right. So there is nothing that you need to concern yourself with as far as whether or not you are okay or whether or not you are protected. You are. Then comes the Six of Wind, which is the clarity card in reverse. Okay. So when this is upright, there is like sudden clarity and a keen analytical ability, right? However, when it's in reverse, you have to be careful of fanaticism, okay? And just being overly spiritual or overly religious, right? Which could lead to real inner trouble, inner turmoil, because it affects your self-esteem because you're trying so hard to please God, so to speak, and not understanding that just your existence is enough for God's love. Okay. Yeah, because this is followed by the Ten of Wind, the Way of the Cross in reverse. Okay. So, this is really when you put things to bed, or to you kill things or put things to death that are old thought patterns that no longer serve you, right? But since this is in reverse, this is again saying that you're clinging to kind of fanatical ways of thinking that are keeping you from progressing spiritually and bringing in the kind of flow and godly love that can free you and really set you up with this kind of unified love and just connection, right? This partnership, not only that you may want with a partner, but that you really want with the Most High. And I was wondering why, when I was doing my meditation this morning, I kept hearing, tell them, and this is for, remember I was saying that during the message that I would get messages for different groups of types of women. So this is for the women who say or want or believe or have Christian ideas and views, okay? And I was hearing during my meditation this message: don't wait for Christ to come back. Christ comes back every time you come to Christ. And I thought, I'm not going to say that out loud because I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm being instructed to say it again because it is for someone. A lot of times, I guess, people get caught up in waiting for the return of Christ, not knowing that every time you think on, something or someone, that they come to you, that connection is made, okay, through thought, through feeling, through love. So sometimes you can get lost looking into the future and not really understanding that the now is important, okay? All right, now we have, it's a lot of wind energy here. We have the sister of wind upright, okay? Yeah, so this is like a conflicting truth being revealed, okay? So I'm supposing, wow, this is a very spiritual reading here. Spiritual truth being revealed behind everything that we've been saying about this kind of making sure that you are not overly righteous, overly religious, just pushing yourself into a state where there's so much judgment you're bringing down on yourself, right? And retreating and isolating into a place where it's okay to be still, right? It's okay to get to those quiet moments. But now with this Six of Wind coming in and with you putting to death those old patterns that no longer serve you, then now comes a time where there's going to be truth coming to you that is really going to, pretty much, for lack of a better word, it's going to rock you. It's going to go against your senses. It's going to go against your intellect, your what you've been taught all these years, or it may simply just go against the old patterns, the same way. What we're looking at is a paradigm shift. Goodness gracious, I can't get my words out because I'm so flooded right now, okay? But we're looking at a shift in paradigm. We're looking at you coming into an entirely new reality, okay? And if you have been waiting for love, that too is coming in, but it's going to come in such a different way that you would never ever expect. Give me clear and precise. Thank you. Okay. Oh, see, this card is kind of like a wow card, right? If you were playing in a deck of cards, this would be a wow card. This card is, however, it is the most high energy and spiritual leveling up card in this deck. Okay, so this is exactly what I was saying. When you enter this paradigm shift, there is going to be such a powerful flooding of spiritual energy that it is really going to rock you. You're going to be hearing, you're going to be seeing, you're going to be understanding things so clearly. This clarity in reverse is just going to be washed away. And now some of you may already be going through this, and this reading is your confirmation. All right. And some of you may be on this first timeline here where everything was good until she came in, right? Whichever timeline you're on, I am so happy for you, because this is the kind of spiritual shift here. This is the kind of change in paradigm that just absolutely cannot be shaken or broken once it's put into motion, okay? Here we have the Father of Water in reverse, okay? So, upright, it's saying that listen to your conscience, your instincts, your intuition, right? It's saying that, you're in a gentle and sensitive period and have faith and maintain self-confidence. But this is a new timeline, right? So with this being in reverse, it means that after this very highly evolved spiritual paradigm, that you may go through a shift in your reality where you don't trust your instincts and your intuition, okay? That your self-confidence and your faith can wholeheartedly be shaken. And so this is a warning that doesn't have to be the case, okay? You just step into it, you lean into it, you allow yourself to feel the things that come along with it, all right? It's not easy, is the thing, because if you've been through, okay, so here comes out the Hermit card for this deck, okay? But anyone who has been through this kind of major spiritual up-leveling, okay, understands that you go into such a place. This Hermit card in this deck is different from the original tarot, but it does have some of the same essence, in the sense that when you go into this place, you do want to shut down, you do want to soul search, and you do want to take that time, right? But then with this Hermit, while you're doing that, there's self-fulfillment, there's self-acceptance, and there is independence that comes along that's being established, So this is what will draw in this love if you're wanting it. And because everybody doesn't, that's another, oh, wow, okay. So that's another message that I was given to say during my meditation, that I was like, I'm not saying that out loud, but I have to, okay? For those of you who want love that is available to you, right? But for those who have been in and out of relationships, multiple relationships, maybe multiple marriages, but you find that even if you haven't really been consciously observant of it, you find that you're more at peace when you're single, even if you're dating, right? But you're more at peace when you're single, when you don't have, a relationship to there in your circle, in your life, right? With a partner, okay? If that has been the case for you with this multiple back and forth, or this, this ongoing just breakup after breakup after breakup, then it is very, very possible that you are not the marrying kind, that you are not the relationship kind in the traditional sense, okay? It's possible that you are meant to maintain your autonomy in a greater and bigger and deeper way than something like marriage, okay? So you definitely want to make sure you're keeping perspective on what it is you really want from a connection, from a romantic connection, because it may not be marriage, okay? So this is the not enough card in reverse. This is you coming to a place where there is self-acceptance, right? There's no more self-sabotage. There is lots of self-confidence, as this Hermit card has said, okay? Yeah, this is beautiful energy, all right? And you are no longer the runner. You are not really feeling the need to run from intimacy, to run from yourself, okay? There's no intensity in how you feel around relationships or anything else. You're able to let go and just really be, wow, this is getting scattered here. Am I rocking somebody's boat or world? Somebody really starting to be like, whoa, okay. So, yeah, but this is you just in and out of relationships. You don't have to run anymore because you are so settled in yourself that anybody who comes into your world, they're going to chase themselves out before, you have to really go through a lot of stress and intensity with them. Okay. Is there more here? Thank you. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is the wedding rings card in reverse. This is for those of you who have sought traditional marriage and union. This is a paradigm shift for you. This is a different way of looking at what kind of relationship you really want. Do you really have to be in a traditional marriage? Wow. This is time to look at yourself in a different light, okay? This is the new beginnings card in reverse. No more starting over. No more trying to do this same thing over and over and over again. Right? Wow. This is so deep here. Let's see what we have from this deck. I am pulling from all decks today. All right. There are secrets and mysteries about yourself that need to be revealed to you. Okay, there is a longing and a craving that you have that you are not being true to yourself about. Okay, so you've got to really dig deep and get into those revelations, gain a new perspective, and really seek out ways of being that are true. Okay, go into the silence. All right. Go into the silence. If there's ever a place where you can find your happiness, where you can clear your head space, all right, where you can relieve aches and longing, where you can search out mysteries, it's in the silence. Okay? And here comes the marriage and commitment card. This is, now we're going into a timeline for the ladies who actually want marriage. Okay, pull from here again. All right. Wow, we're going into something different here for the ladies who want marriage. Okay, it's going to come with having self-awareness, understanding your value, all right, and seeing the importance of who you are. This whole reading, okay, and not being withdrawn, you're not going to be single and lonely for long, okay? But this is about not being withdrawn so deep into yourself that you can't be open and warm enough to really have a kind of really lighthearted, loving, marriage or relationship. But everything in this reading, okay, so remember we had the runner card in reverse for, the ladies who really need to think of a new way, all right? But this is the running card upright for the marriage. And this is really what I'm hearing is you not getting lost in the relationship, okay? Sometimes when we get into relationships, especially something as deep as marriage, we start to kind of ghost ourselves, ghost our individuality, ghost our own importance and self-awareness, okay? And we choose people who are not real soulmates, okay? This is what I'm seeing from this soulmates in reverse. We really have to understand there are some people who come into our lives who are soul connections, right? They're there for different reasons. So really scope out why a person is in your life before you automatically believe that they are there for a true romantic connection. Don't be obsessed, okay? Don't cling. This is taking the time to really search out What is a person's reason for being there? Why are they pursuing you? Why are they chasing you? Okay? Yeah. And definitely don't pursue them. Okay? Because you are very beautiful, very charming. Okay? And kind-hearted. So you could attract pretty much anyone. And you have to be careful. Okay? Because you are also authentic. And you don't believe in putting on a show. So your beauty is just natural. Your beauty just comes through without you having to do too much. Okay? Yeah, there are people from your past who know they messed up with you. Okay? And you have really, if you haven't already, you're also going to be clearing out a lot of fake friends. Okay? So that's good, because you definitely don't want them around when you're trying to rebuild yourself or build a loving relationship. Okay, give me clear and precise. Give me clear and precise. Give me clear and precise. Thank you. All right. Yeah, see, this is the lost soul card in reverse. So you won't be attracting any more lost souls as long as you stay into this state of awareness. Okay. And this is the youth or young card in reverse. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is a warning not to seek people out or accept people in your life who just for their potential, right? How you see that they could grow, or, you know, and also people who don't really have the same zest for life or vitality that you do. You really need someone in your circle and in your corner who knows how to navigate and steer their own life. They are in the driver's seat of their life. In other words, you don't need someone that you have to save, but you also need someone who will allow you safe passage to operate in your divine feminine essence and to be everything that you are as a woman. Okay? Yeah. If your inner child, if you have not started that healing, you definitely need to do that. Okay? And you don't want to accept anyone in your life who is childish. What I'm hearing is take your time. Vet people very well. Okay? Do not have this fear of missing out. Do not believe that just because someone comes with the right words, that this is your person. They just may be somebody that needs to stroke your ego to help you, you know, build your confidence. But they are not your person. All right? You just have to really be careful of that. You don't want anybody giving you music to your ears, so to speak. Okay? You want someone who is service-minded. All right? Someone who definitely knows how to behave in public and with the public. All right? But definitely someone who believes in the greater good, right? And they're not all about themselves, and they're not all negative. Okay? But this is what I keep hearing is take time, and vet. Take time and vet. Wow, this is a lot of cards turning here. Okay? I'm just going to take these and go move on to the next deck here. All right. So yeah, the long journey that you have had in trying to really settle into finding someone to love, that is coming to a close. And this is your lover here. This is the person. This is the king card. All right. This is someone who is authoritative and, you know, in charge of their own life. This would be consistent with the emperor in the traditional tarot, okay? And someone who is a reader, someone who is a seeker of knowledge and exploration of information. So this is someone you can actually learn with, someone you can exchange ideas with, okay? And this is an infinite love. This is a love that will not come to an end. This is a love that you can produce and reproduce if you want children, in a stable environment. But you can also express your creativity here. Again, exchange ideas. You can be very clear about who you are. You can maintain your sovereignty as a person and as a woman, because that's what emperor energy or king energy does, right? He maintains his sovereignty. Okay. And here we have steady progress. Okay. It says patience is your ally. Celebrate each step forward, no matter the size. Okay. So that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been hearing. Take it slow. Patience is your ally. Steady progress. All right. Let's get one more here. This is the duality dance. Okay. This says seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself. That's what I've been saying this entire time. Okay. We are going to go to the Moonology deck. We have our translator here for this. We're going to pull one card from the Moonology deck. Okay. I'm going to shuffle until... Thank you. Okay. I'm only taking one card. Which one am I taking? The top one. Thank you. All right. So this is show the world the real you. This is the full moon in Aquarius. And this is befitting because we are in the age of Aquarius, a very feminine time in the Earth's energy. Okay. So let's see. This has, let's see, full moon in Aquarius is on page 88. Let's get a clear and precise reading on this full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. This card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach a little from whatever situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but it's no bad thing. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress. Isn't that what we just said? Steady progress. Let's see. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress, even if change seems like a frightening prospect. If you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what make you special. That's what we had with that beauty card. I mean, so much confirmation in all of this, okay? In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up for you, okay? It says, attune to the moon. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. And that's what I was telling you. You don't want to get caught up in just because someone seems like they're the right one, that you can't let go. Be prepared to let go, because when you start to see that this is not your person, okay? You are too much in your head, get in your heart. A friend needs you, be there for them. A situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. So these are other things that this could, go. But it says, don't lose the beauty of romance of your life. Okay? So again, this reading is all about you. It's about your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, your connection to self, your connection to the divine, above everything else. Okay? It says every full moon is a time to release and let go, but the addition of Aquarian energy to the mix triples that message. Aquarius is the opposite of clingy, and pulling this card at any time suggests either you need to let go or someone is thinking they are the ones who need to let go, perhaps of you. What needs to go? What is the right thing to do? Whatever happens next could be highly unconventional or unexpected, okay? And that's what I was saying earlier. Maybe give yourself the permission to do relationships a different way than you have, okay? This is the final card that we're going to pull. This is the Inner Child Oracle card. All right. Get us clear and precise. Thank you. Go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. All right. This is especially for those who have been isolating. Okay. To go on an adventure is to awaken the explorer within. There is much joy to be had in adopting this spirit of exploration, even for a day. As children, life was a remarkable journey into the unknown, and remembering that excitement can help bring out our joyful inner child to the surface. If you pulled this card, then it may be time to try something new today. Okay? So, that is your reading. Again, happy Mother's Day to you all. This was a blessing for me to be able to do. I have really just been tapping into everything that I need spiritually to give very accurate and beautiful readings. Again, if this resonated with you or you know someone who could use it, go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone, okay? All right, until next time, that is your reading. I am Jua. You have been read. Bye-bye.